Welcome, everybody. I'll start over. Welcome, everybody, to the Deerfield Energy Conservation Committee's 10/24 meeting of October. Present is David Gilbert Keith, me, M.A.
M.A.
Sweetland,
Sweetland.
Lori
Lori
Busada, sort
Posada.
of present.
I'm here. I can hear everything.
That's great. And you have a very nice roof on your car. And Ryan is here, Ryan Kingston. Welcome. What do we do? Since Lori's not home,
Well, I'll be home in about 5 minutes. So.
5 minutes. Well, should we do a minute's review and take our
Yeah,
time?
thanks for sending them out. Yeah, thanks for sending those out.
Okay.
I move we accept the minutes.
Oh, no, that's too quick. Yeah, they looked fine with me. Do we have a second on them other than the chair? Ryan, you raised your hand. Minutes are okay?
Yeah, second.
Okay. Move we accept. Oh, let's see, that's done. We vote.
Yes.
I see me.
I,
Looks unanimous.
Lori
is
says
raising her
yes.
steering wheel hand.
Lori says yes.
All right. Great. Well, that went way too quickly. Lori, I assume will jump on taking the minutes when she gets home. Ryan, can you do them for now for a second?
Yeah.
Sure. You do.
But just you can just catch me up when I get home. But go ahead.
All right.
I can give my CCI report,
Oh, what a fine idea.
and then you won't have to write very
Perfect.
much down, Ryan.
Yeah.
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
Library is thinking about opening the bottom floor the last of November. It keeps getting put off. The elevator is 6 to 8 months out.
Wow.
They have they're up, I think, to 1.5 mil as far as fundraising goes, and they have a new member. I'm pretty sure he lives on Hillside, but his name is John Stacy.
Hmm.
Um,
That's the library committee or
the trustees.
trustees?
And
That
the
does sound better.
library foundation is no longer part of the trustees because that was a conflict of interest. The trustees are not supposed to raise money because they're connected to the town in a way that isn't. So now they have three boards. They have the Friends, they have the foundation, and they have the trustees. That's all for that part for the library. The open space had a I can't read my writing. I don't know whether you heard it, but it was on the news that the DCR has accepted a bunch of, and it was also for this, a bunch of the land that they wanted or accept or are, I guess, purchasing a bunch of land on the ridge. So that was sort of not was available, and it's going to be protected, and that's all good.
Well, that's my cousin Tui.
Yeah, right,
Yeah.
exactly.
200 and something.
And he wrote a really
acres.
nice letter.
A letter?
To the Greenfield Recorder. Alan read it to me.
Oh, I missed
about
that.
how important the farm was to him and growing up and everything, and how he uses it during his teaching.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. And they are deciding the open space is talking about trying to figure out how they're gonna what they're going to prioritize. So some of it will be some of the the work with the indigenous community on signage and all of that. Some of it will probably be on acquiring more land, and some of it looks like it's going to be parks and playgrounds. So that's the open space. The elementary school, a playground is progressing. Uh-oh,
Uh-oh.
where's my phone? I should shut that off.
Huh.
There it is. Then it won't quack anymore. All right, there we go. Anyhow, let's see. MVP, the training for the Bloody Brook blacksmith was good. The main thing that they're trying to figure out is how many gallons. Hey, Lori, how many gallons in a 100-year storm so the engineers are trying to get us the numbers for how many gallons we need to be able to absorb to avoid flooding in downtown area.
Yeah.
And so they're working on once they get a gallon figure, then they can talk about, well, where can we store that water in a flood? And some of it, is permeable pavement. Some of it will be upstream in swamp areas, just sort of holding it back, spreading it out. And some of it may end up having to be literally in tanks under pavement, under actual pavement. So, but it's really important that MVP is looking at that, because the engineers predicted that in a 100-year flood in 50 years will have the entire downtown inundated with 18 to 20 inches of water, all the way past Pelican. So that's serious. So they're trying to come up with solutions for that and getting grants to mediate that. Humvees is put in an application. I mean, the Kiskas, I think it's called K3J. I don't know. Anyhow, the Kiskas, who own a bunch of property down there already in downtown area, bought Humvees. They're planning on putting retail on the bottom floor with one small apartment in the back, and then it's going to be 3 stories. So the next 2 stories will have, I think, 13 small units, rental units that they will have. So it's 13 altogether. So there's 12 on the tops of 2 floors. And that'll be new construction. Elm Street project has $1.5 million grant that just came in. Stillwater Bridge is moving forward. It doesn't seem like it's moving forward very fast, but maybe it is. And senior housing is working on a revised RFP for, and they've met with the Conservation Commission, and 70%. I'm not sure about that. This meeting was too long ago. I don't remember any of it. They're figuring out the cost of demoing the buildings. And they're trying to get a brownfields grant for the demo project. And they're talking about working with the state on not thinking about aging in your home, but aging in your community, and looking at things a little differently, so that they can maybe convince them that in rural areas, they need to be thinking about that, rather than, than in the eastern part of the state where there's lots and lots of housing. So anyhow, that's that. CPC had a meeting on Wednesday for the public to talk to them about the draft of their long range plan. I was planning on going and totally forgot. Margaret Nardowitz is now the new chair of the CIPC. And
What is CIPC?
it is the capital improvements. My brain works a little slowly on Fridays.
Yes.
Actually, it works slowly on Thursdays too. So that I guess maybe Mark Brennan is stepped down as chair. So that's why she's the new chair. All right, that's my report.
Well, thank you.
Can I have well, okay, I just want to bring up a little point that has been making me a little crazy with the library and the 1888 building, and also with Treehouse Brewing. But as the Energy Committee, and we're trying to cut electricity use, I don't know. Is there any way that we can contest the? I do want to talk offline. We can strategize. I do want to talk to Treehouse Brewing because it just cross me that all day long, any time of the day, they've got their lights on to the moons. I mean, I'm going to go and ask, I could ask, oh, are these LEDs? But even so, but with the other two new buildings in town, do they have to be lit up right like that 24/7? I mean, if it's safety, shouldn't there be motion detector lights? They only go on when somebody's in there. I mean, aren't they locked?
I'd rather, if you're going to go talk to businesses, you ought to be talking to them. This is rude because this is your idea, but I'm going to remind you, we ought to be talking to them about solar on their roofs and all the benefits they can get, have an educational program. But yes, the lights too, but
But,
yeah.
First thing with solar is cut down usage, but anyway, so I don't know. Tim told me that I could maybe ask Chris Dunn or Greg, is it absolutely required that you have those lights on in the library in 1888 building?
We can't hear you, or at least I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, I'm having trouble too.
Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, sound was bad. Oh, I just, I drive by and I think, really, do the lights need to be on all night long? Anyway. Okay, I just, I just want to look into it because it really bothers me. But
Good.
On to the next thing.
Where are we, David?
We are at, technically on the agenda, Climate Leadership Program.
Okay.
Or leader program. If anybody wants, I could jump ahead with green communities because
I'd like to just say one thing. I asked the Cassie and she asked Christopher Dunn if we could have a table at town meeting, and Christopher Dunn said that we should talk to the almost AI people in the state. I think they're humans, but it's the group of lawyers that answer questions for towns. I haven't done that yet because I thought, well, maybe we just want to have it if the weather's not supposed to be too bad, and it isn't so far, just have a table outside rather than inside and not hassle with. So what do people think about the Energy Committee doing that? We're going to hand out our stuff. We can have some Halloween candy. People can put stuff on our table. we can, you know, we can definitely have our postcards.
I'm fine with that. I think,
Solar panel cookies,
Yeah,
JK. Yeah,
Huh?
that would be great. You said
I
5:30.
don't know if somebody want to make a sign about, you know, something or other, and I'm sure that if some of those flyers ended up on our table, it wouldn't be terrible.
So a table as opposed to just standing there and handing out.
Oh,
flyers.
no, not as opposed to both.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay.
If it's
Um,
too cold, which it may be, I don't know, but I just think it clearly is making them nervous. I mean, the library gets to have a table in there. All these other committees get to have tables, but I think because of the climate stuff, they're just nervous that we're
mhm.
overstepping our bounds. I don't know. They didn't explain anything to me.
Well, I'm happy to hand out stuff outside.
Yeah. I'll be handing it out. I think there'll be quite a few people I've got 4 or 5 people, actually everybody here. And plus some other people who are going to be handing out. I'd like to do it at both doors.
Oh, the back door. That's a good.
Yeah, the back door and the front door. Because a lot of people come in that back door.
That's true.
Okay, I am a little curious about why I've used to walking by tables there, but other,
I don't know.
Other
They wanted us
topics,
to
huh?
get the state to approve it.
Well, I guess, is it the issue because we didn't, I don't know, just if something's
I
on,
don't know.
yeah, if something's on the warrant, we can speak out in favor of it. We can support it.
We
But-
did. We endorsed it. The senior housing endorsed it. Planning board endorsed it.
Great.
But I don't know. But I mean, I don't want to ruffle feathers, and it's
Yeah.
not that big a deal.
yeah.
Right. No, I think it's easy enough to just stand outside.
Yep.
Okay, so
And if we have a table out there, that's where materials can be in and stuff. So,
Okay.
and
okay.
and we have, will we actually get to make a presentation when the articles come up?
Emily's doing that.
Excellent. And then people can speak to the article. Okay, great.
And what about, are you going to have to ask for an amendment to one of them?
Yes.
So how does that work? You stand up and,
The amendment, I sent you that stuff, I think.
Yeah.
The amendment is because it made Julie nervous. The language is, it could be interpreted a couple different ways, but it's just in the purpose statement. It's not in the actual body. In the body of the deal, it says new construction only.
Mhm.
But it says it's referring to all 3 building codes in the sentence before that, and it says additions, and so it could, and it's just the purpose. It's not actual language that's in the
Thing being voted on.
yeah, the thing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, it is in there, but it's not the actual language that it will be in our bylaws.
Yeah.
So, but it says there are 4 words that I'm suggesting, and I sent it to Julie. I sent it to a lot of people, but there's a both, and then there's an and existing buildings. And those are making Julie nervous, and they don't seem to make any particular difference in the meaning. So I'm suggesting that we take them out.
Which Julie?
Chalfant.
Okay. I don't understand how she's involved. Isn't she on finance?
Well, they're
Yes,
probably
but
going to speak up in this thing.
we testified or we spoke in front of them, and that was one of the things that made her nervous.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
can take it out.
Yeah, sure.
And how, I mean, would that be like before
It's an
debate begins?
amendment from the floor. So when
Ye-
when the specialized code building code comes up,
Yeah,
so one of us will stand up and say, nobody on the energy committee, but
right,
somebody will stand up and say, propose an amendment
great.
and take those 4 words out.
Right.
And then I assume that would pass. I can't imagine it won't.
And
And then you go back to the actual article.
Great. Okay. And we've got a forum, DRD's forum is coming up Sunday
Yes,
at noon at the
At noon.
elementary school.
at the elementary school. Cookies available.
Is that going to be Zoom too?
Seltzer. No,
Just
we don't have the capability for Zooming.
okay. Great,
Emily's going to be presenting and hopefully a bunch of people will come.
great. Anything else we need to know right now about it?
Nope, I don't think so.
Cool. And we just cross our fingers and hope. And get people out, ask your friends. Because I think it's going to be who's in the building that
Oh,
matters.
for sure. It's all about it's always who's in the building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Green communities.
You've got lots of good news on that.
Oh, don't I just? I had hoped to be crowing that we got the application in.
oh,
Unfortunately, there is an unforeseen glitch. I had asked Bill Hildreth if all the work was done, all the bills had been paid. Apparently, he was not incorrect that all the work has been done and the bills paid, but I guess probably with the handoff of Brenda at the accounting to somebody else, the requests for reimbursement for those payments have not been filed with DOER. So the old project is still existing and we can't reapply until it's
Can
not.
we ask for
extension.
or just listen, all the bills it's all been done. It's just some paperwork that's missing. Can we go ahead and still apply to some of the folks at DOER, the head honchos?
No,
Oh,
they apparently told Ted no.
oh,
So I hope is not terrible. Since it's virtually the same project that we did at the elementary school, that grant was awarded in August of 24 and couldn't begin work until summer anyway of 25.
and it's probably
This one, we can now be totally ready for spring because the application is entirely ready.
Well,
Maybe
David, will they even look at it? Will they give us any feedback on it or?
that's a question, all right. We've got till April to find out the answer.
Yeah, other than findings out that something's missing in April? Or
Yeah, well, I think probably what we can do is really nail down the mass save part of it, which I'm sure wasn't ready. I say that as if getting mass save to do anything by April should be possible, but we'll see. But we can get to work on mass save, which could be actually pretty important in this one. They're expecting about a $70,000 incentive from them, and that seems a little high to me. But I mean, compared to the elementary school, only got 7,000. So I don't really get that, but that's what's anticipated by the vendor's view of he ran
That's
the
good news.
calculation. Yeah, I mean, it is, it would be nice. So we've got time to work on it. Maybe we can even have time to coordinate with the other towns of the district.
I have something on that when you're done with report,
Oh,
just to
good.
remind me.
But the bottom line is we're dead in the water for now. One of the aspects of this that is somewhat a more generic question that I now have is how can we have somebody keeping track? I mean, it tends to be that we get a Green Communities grant and it goes out of our control and hands. And then we don't know who to be asking for what. And in this case, this may not be that big a setback because the work couldn't begin yet anyway, but it could have been a terrible setback if it were something like streetlights. When every time we get delayed, it means we can't have another grant sooner.
Well, or that the funding is going to be there. I mean,
Or that the funding's going to be there. Yes, exactly.
I
So,
think, oh, go ahead.
so I just have a sort of generic question of how do we kind of better coordinate the oversight?
I think that's a discussion we have with the select board.
Yeah,
And probably we should actually get on their agenda and go and talk to them about it
Yeah.
because this has been going on since the old Deerfield wastewater treatment plant.
yeah,
And the folks working in the administrative office are 100 and maybe 150 times better.
yeah,
But still, if nobody knows who's keeping an eye on it, and also, the building inspector, who's the person who's, the clerk of the works.
yeah.
I mean, it's theoretically Hildreth, but does he know that?
And reasonably enough, I don't think he quite, I mean, I thought I was covering the base saying,
Yeah,
is it complete? We cannot file for a new grant until this is done. And I know Allison also would have been following up, but so there were two handoffs on this one. Allison to Ted Harvey, Allison Gage to Ted Harvey at FERCog. There were some things that we've been spoiled by Allison to not even have to ask, that she would do the final reporting and so on. And Ted took over and I didn't ask him to do final reporting and he didn't, it just wasn't on my radar to ask. I assumed that since Bill said the bills have been paid, that it was done.
David, can I ask, who actually, who submits the bills for reimbursement?
Well, I just asked that of, I guess.
I think it's the accountant.
The new accountant is Holly.
Oh.
I just emailed her and said, who does this? And should I be pestering somebody or how does it work? But I think the bottom line was the Holly didn't have a mandate to ask. She just didn't know about it.
As you said, there were two handoffs.
Yeah.
It's complicated and it's what it is. But I think you're right that we're okay because of when the work can actually start.
Yep.
Well, and I think maybe not. I think when we get this next grant, we should meet with select board, not so it's really tied to something, because otherwise it's just kind of going to get lost. So, I mean, you did establish that. I think Bill Hildreth hired kind of Kyle Hauser to oversee all the work at DES. Is that right?
Well, yeah, the work, but not the administrative side.
So hopefully we get, hopefully we get funded with this, and as soon as we receive the approval, then I would say to go to the select board.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we should
establish. I think that's been the problem is we get the thing and then it gets whisked away. before we even see it.
Maybe we have to do it twice then, because I feel like the thought process would be lost.
Well, what I'm asking, maybe we're talking about different things. I'm thinking we establish ahead of time how it's going to work, like a subcommittee or something, an administrative unit that just takes care of schedules.
And not only schedules, but there should be somebody in, well, I mean,
Yeah,
it's gonna be different for Frontier than it is for the elementary
Yeah,
school, so that's
yeah.
another problem.
Yeah,
But
An
somebody
overseer.
should be looking to know the process,
Yeah,
know what, if the building inspector needs to do something, make sure that the building inspector does it. All the process parts that are required, including billing and accounting and all of that. So
now,
I think it's a worthwhile conversation to have.
Should we maybe check in with Alex and see if she feels like that's within her ballpark also? I mean, not instead of, but
Well, it would be Christopher, I think, that we would check in with and
and
who gets delegated, or we just
and
talk to
my greatest fear, but also possibly what we're walking into, is they turn around and say, "What do you guys want to?"
we're volunteers. I mean,
Yeah.
we can't be liable for that. That's stuff that
Yeah,
they have to have somebody on staff doing that stuff, not us.
we can ask people, but we have to know who to ask.
yeah,
Oh,
We can make sure that, we can follow up on stuff, but
yeah.
yeah.
so I have some unanticipated business. Can I bring it in now?
I guess so.
The unanticipated business is I just got back from our weekly standoff, and Paul Newland was there, who's chair of the Energy Committee in Whately.
Hmm.
And he said he's been really busy and but he's just retired, and he's got time now to do stuff on the Energy Committee. And he was talking about, well, I'd like to replace the boiler in the elementary school, and I'd like to do this. Yeah, I know. And so I said, you need to come and talk to us, because he'd never even heard of the Climate Leader Program. He didn't know that that we had already been through most of the stuff he's trying to go through at their elementary school. And so he was very grateful for the information I gave him, and very interested in talking to us.
Aha. And could be very useful,
Yes.
helpful in coordinating on Frontier.
Yep.
Well, great.
And I said, maybe what we'll do is invite Ted Harvey and Sunderland also. I mean, and Conway, maybe we invite everybody to a meeting in the next little while, and talk about coordinating and what can done, because once Ted Harvey's done something for us, and Darius wants all the same building management equipment and all of that, all to be the same. It seems like this ought to be a no-brainer, that it just sort of goes through everything.
Oh, good point. Yeah. Because we're talking Union 38, which includes all their schools. Yeah.
And there are ways to expand the project.
Right.
A key way, right on this, piggybacking on our grant, is doing the actual valve or flats or whatever to coordinate the
And he said
actual.
they've been installing mini splits too, so it's exactly the same situation.
Yep. Because what we're applying for, as I understand it, just handles the demand side. It's basically thermostats not fighting each other.
Okay.
Whereas if you truly integrated the mini splits, you would be able to heat with them and turn off the incoming heat from the boiler when you do that, that the hard part is air handling. So there have to be a lot of flaps and valves and whatever that we're not getting yet.
Oh, I thought I read that in,
There is some of that, but it's not fully integrating.
okay, and I will, put out there one more time that the high school I work at is horrible with energy use. It's either
You can't help that, Larry. That's not our job.
things really important. I mean, it's a sauna in there when it's cold out, and it's freezing in there when it's warm out. So, I mean, I don't know if this is a standard thing in other schools, or I can only imagine that the Whately Elementary School could use some weatherization. I don't know. So anyway, I'm just saying that, yes, get rah Deerfield Energy Committee, because it's such a crazy waste of money, and it also makes a horrible atmosphere for the kids. So I'm glad.
And the teachers. So let's put that on our agenda, David, please.
To invite Paul Newland?
Well, we can, I think we probably ought to invite all of them and Ted Harvey
Oh, yeah,
to a special meeting.
okay.
The
So
main,
invite all town energy committee people?
Yep, or at least the chairs.
do you want to do it in November, or do you want to wait till like, I don't know.
November's okay, so
Yeah, I
long
think
as it's,
the sooner we do it,
yeah,
clearly the better, because they might be needing to apply for the spring grant round.
Right, okay. And Allison put the Frontier usage on our Mass Insight. Is that,
no,
oh, she did it?
nope, it's on its own, which is really good.
Oh, okay. So, okay, so does that mean, do the other towns know that? I mean, would we?
Well, the other towns don't know any of that, I'm sure.
Okay, because I was thinking if they also applied for something Frontier,
Right.
maybe they're not ready for that yet, but
Mm.
that would help, right?
Well, we could join up and, for a bigger project,
Okay.
i.e. the rest of the building, the rest of the coordination for the building management system.
I guess that was one of my questions for the climate leaders. Frontier isn't really in our baseline. I guess we take 50% of the credit, but
Right.
we need to coordinate on some pretty comprehensive work there. So maybe this is just a good opportunity to let these other towns know we're applying to climate leaders. We're going to need some assistance in tackling the school specifically. I just don't know how the funding for climate leaders would work at the regional schools.
From what Chris was saying, Chris, I think I sent you Chris Mason's stuff. He was saying that because it's not in our MEI, that we don't do the budget. I mean, in other words, Frontier doesn't meet the criteria for us to have to include it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. We need to be talking to all, and I went and talked to the school committees on Tuesday, just to let them know. Well, the elementary school committee, but they were meeting jointly with Sunderland, which was kind of cool because they're starting to meet jointly with each other. I think they're sort of the four committees of Union 38 are starting to meet jointly. They have less meetings that way. I mean, the administration has less meetings if they're doubling up, and they're also finding out what each other are doing. So again, it's a good way to communicate.
And Ryan, we did 2 years ago start talking with the other towns. Conway was still forming an energy committee. I think they have one now. Whately had a select person who was jumping in.
But they have a energy committee now. And
They
Paul's the chair, so-
had one then. It's just
right. And I
that
think Paul was the chair too, but he's just been busy.
what I'm getting at is there were impediments.
Mm,
Right.
There were people who were very leery of crossing, especially an ongoing concern, even in Deerfield, is stepping on the toes of the school committee. And there is particularly their capital improvements committees. So it's all the more reason to coordinate early and
Yeah.
get going. So
Mhm.
if you want to do that, Ryan, I can give you the lists of people that.
Well, I think we ought to meet with the energy committees from each town first,
Mhm.
and just sort of, I think that has to be who we
Yeah,
talk
and
to first.
and ask their ideas and stuff too. Yeah,
Mhm.
see where they're headed.
Yeah.
Good idea. Okay,
Yeah.
so the step one is we'll invite them to a special meeting of ours, or
I think so.
yeah.
Well, as opposed to one of our regular meetings.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just thinking we might not have a whole lot on our agenda.
Yeah, that's true.
We might,
Could be a short meeting, but at least let everybody gets to talk.
no, I was thinking, I mean, when we get this climate leader designation, then we'll have to go on to our next steps, right?
When we do,
And we get,
good, I like that thinking there. Yes, it's true.
okay, yeah, so you're saying like have 2 meetings next month.
Sure. We got roadmap work to do, and so well, but I think this is the meeting with all of us is with Ted Harvey. That's the
Yeah.
difference. And then everybody gets to talk to him rather than us, it being a regular meeting
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
And we will be talking to Ted Harvey a lot once we get the designation for the roadmap, because we're going to have to we'll immediately apply for that roadmap assistance.
And I want to say Ted did an amazing job pulling together this application.
Yeah.
And I think he's a little mortified that he hadn't checked on whether the final reporting on the previous project had been completed.
Well,
But
don't make him feel too bad.
I don't. I totally think it was just an accident of
Yeah.
handoffs and us too. I mean, I just didn't know to ask.
Absolutely. No, it's not the end of the world.
Yep.
But Emma, you made a point about the school committees. Should one of us go and just fill them in on what the energy committee is applying for? Should we wait till after we get it? I mean, I think it's important for.
Well, I assume that Darius goes to all the meetings.
But we don't want it to come from him.
No, I think we do.
Well,
I mean, we have the grant. He's the one who's going to explain the fact that we got a grant for it. He knows.
but
Am I wrong, David?
Will he bother? Do you think that's? I mean, the reason I'm bringing it up is I don't know that. I want to make sure that we make the point to the school committee that working with the energy committee can be beneficial.
Wait a minute, I'm muted because of my dog and now I'm back, but I can just only report that Darius has been on our side and something happened. He's been helpful. I think he's sort of riding herd on Bill Hildreth even, which is new. And I also know that the first time we went to the school committee, he wanted everything to go through him anyway. So I don't want to offend him. I think we should do it the way they want, whatever they want, we'll do it.
Okay. Well, again, I think my only bringing this up because we want to kind of convey the idea to the school capital planning that checking in with the energy committee about available grants and everything I had.
Right, but this elementary school doesn't have a capital improvements. Only Frontier does.
Yeah, so that's why I was thinking that.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, we can ask Darius. Do you? I don't know. Do you want anybody from the energy committee to be there to explain you know, what we're doing or whatever. I don't know. I just think we want to make sure that they know that,
Yeah.
that Darius didn't get this all by himself. It's helpful to work with us, that's all.
Um,
So just something I think,
that is something that's definitely getting on their radar early is a good idea. I would think just for order of business, we should meet with the other energy folks first
oh, yeah,
and then bring what resolutions we find in that meeting before the school committee.
yeah, that sounds good.
And what their timelines are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I just have a feeling that some of them are already working on frontier projects.
Really?
I do. I
Only
overheard.
Sunderland.
Oh, yeah, that's who I think.
Oh, what,
I
Do you-
just overheard some comment at the end of a Zoom, and
it would be nice if they shared that with us, but
wouldn't it just, but we
sh-
can ask, I'm sure.
Well, I know that Sunderland had thought that they were already, that the Frontier MEI information was available to them. And with the transition between Ted and
Allison.
Allison, that kind of got their communication got lost. So I was talking to Aaron at the standout. Everybody comes to the standout.
Everybody did.
Um, and I was talking to Aaron the other day, and I just said, yeah, it's done. You should be able to just have that information.
Right. Well, so do we have other business before we start scheduling, or should we just start scheduling? Like, when do we
Yeah.
want to have this potential meeting? It's going to take scheduling with them too.
Yes. I think we should just throw some dates out
Okay.
for them.
What dates do we want to throw?
Well, what a good idea. Um,
do we want to November 20th ourselves, or if we want to do a Thursday or
I
13th?
like that.
1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, the 20th. Does that work for people?
Yeah.
For our committee? Okay, and then I don't know if you want to, I have no idea how to even begin that conversation with them.
well, I mean, it's just a question of what days. Is Thursday the only day that we can all do it? Lori?
I often have, well, no, I could still get home for 4. No, I can do 4 o'clock any day of the week.
Okay.
I mean, if we wanted to load it up, we could, well, let's do the week. Let's see, the week before that let's throw out some dates that in that week beforehand, before
Right.
our meeting, before the 20th.
10th through 14th.
Yeah.
We've got Veterans Day in there. Is that a problem?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, Veteran Day is a Tuesday this year.
Yeah,
Yep.
We'll have another,
It's probably not a huge problem. I mean,
especially if the government's closed.
yeah,
Uh,
it definitely is a, hi, Jay.
Jay, there you are.
well, why don't we say, let's say, like offer, Monday, Wednesday, or Thursday. And
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
the-
fine.
maybe start with Ted Harvey first.
Yes.
Yeah.
David, are you gonna do this?
I guess 10th, 12th. I'm so good with schedules. You've all seen. 10th,
Oh,
12th.
I'm sure you're better than I am.
Okay. 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th.
Yep.
13th was one of
13th.
our options.
Well, we just agreed on the 20th, though, right?
Oh yeah, I did. If that's cool with everybody else, us.
Ryan, is the 20th okay with you?
That should work.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll throw out 10th, 12th, 13th, 14th for the other energy committee folks.
Yep.
And they'll
But
say,
name first Ted Harvey.
And Ted Harvey first. Okay, perfect. And 4
And
o'clock?
have a conversation with him about what's going on.
Okay. Ted Harvey,
Paul Newland,
yeah.
and then I don't know
Sharon.
who's chair of Sunderland.
David,
Yeah, David,
Goodwin.
Goodwin.
Oh, yeah.
Um,
Want me to get in
I
touch
have a
with
list of
but do
the
you have
people I talked to before.
Conway?
Anyway.
Do you have Conway?
Well, just, was
There-
it Bob Armstrong?
Bob Armstrong, yeah, but I'm not sure. I don't know whether he's on it or not, but he'll certainly know.
Yeah, he would certainly know. And are
We're
we
on-
saying only 4 o'clock or offering a shift in that too?
I'm easy.
I could do 3:30. That's probably,
But how late could you go?
I can't do evening on Monday or Tuesday. But I could, or Thursday, actually.
Uh-huh.
I-
So
Could you
I'll
do
start
evening
with,
on Wednesday?
I'll
Yeah.
start with 4 o'clock and
Okay, evening on Wednesday, she can
Okay.
do.
okay. Did we have other stuff? I'm not looking at the agenda anymore. Wait a minute.
I don't think we do.
Yeah, let's just call it here. We've got the next meeting for us, November 20th, 4 o'clock via Zoom.
Yep.
And we're throwing out the Ted Harvey first choice on numbers and all the other energy committees. I will get back to everybody if I hear anything. Any other words on getting ready for Monday night?
Monday night, Wednesday night.
No, this Monday. Climate leader
No, that's Wednesday.
is, oh, I thought it was Monday. Geez.
Please write
Wednesday.
it down. They decided to have a special
Oh, yeah.
town meeting
No,
on
I thought the
Wednesday.
29th was Monday, so never mind. Count, David. See,
No.
I'm really good at scheduling. Wednesday. Great. All right. Any final words on that? Nothing?
Nope.
Just keep handing out
Just
flyers.
show up and get everybody you know to show up.
Okay. We're gonna have an amendment. We're gonna have a presentation. Emily's doing presentation. Is
We
she-
officially are not supposed to be talking about this.
Okay, of course not. Well, we're just endorsing.
Yes,
All right.
and I'm informing, but we're not allowed to talk about it much.
Yep. All right. Great. Thank you all. Anybody have any other things they want to get on agendas or speak
Nope.
about? Nothing?
Nope.
Yeah.
There will be stuff when this passes.
Right. Ryan, any?
All
words of
right,
wisdom? We're
I
all
move
set?
we adjourn.
Any second?
Second.
I see Jay seconding. Vote is, I think that's the second now the vote. We all approve of adjourning and saying thank you, Pat Martin.
Yes, thank you, Pat.
Thank you.
Sorry,
You're
sorry.